Is it really possible for a tiny tweak to your morning coffee routine to ignite your metabolism and put your body into full fat-burning mode for the rest of the day?
Check out the link in the video description now and transform your morning coffee into a metabolism-boosting super drink.
Sometimes, when I'm reflecting on how far we've come since the 1990s, I think about the phrase too posh to push. How disgustingly, physiologically misogynistic that phrase is, and how cavalierly people just said it, as though how a woman decides to give birth, through her vagina or from an incision in her abdomen, was a matter of public debate. Back then, it really was. The tabloids were full of speculation about whether female celebrities gave birth vaginally or not, and the general public adopted the catchphrase, feeding the false impression that many women were choosing to have cesarean sections simply for the sake of convenience. I'd be shocked, these days, to hear someone roll that out. Yet myths about cesareans are still peddled. Take a policy from the Green Party's website, now hastily deleted after a deserved backlash. We will work to reduce the number of interventions in childbirth, and change the culture of the NHS so that birth is treated as a normal and non-medical event. C-sections were described as expensive and, when not medically required, risky. Considering the fact this part of their website was updated in April 2024 after several maternity scandals, including at Shrewsbury and Telford NHS Trust, where mothers and babies died or were left severely disabled in part because of the pursuit of normal birth at any cost, as the well-publicized and extremely distressing Ockenden report into birth trauma put it in 2022, this policy was completely tone-deaf. The Royal College of Midwives dropped its initiative to promote normal birth in 2017. British women have had the right to a caesarean birth on request since 2011, though some are still having to fight to have that request granted. So why is the Green Party weighing in on a conversation that should be between a woman and her medical team? Let's be honest, it is likely to be because of the presence of some natural birthing cranks in their ranks who try to dominate this debate. Certain pockets of the left, the more woo-inclined, alternative, hippie-aligned, do seem to be partial to this kind of thinking. I should know, I spent my childhood in the vicinity of one. I saw the extent of this when I wrote about the rise of free birthing. The attacks from more militant proponents of natural birth, many of them speculating nastily about how I delivered my son, it was complicated, and we both could have died, were unhinged. Before those women who did have natural, unmedicated, problem-free, normal, whatever you want to call it, births feel attacked, I want to make it clear that defending women who have cesarean sections, for whatever reason, doesn't mean that I have an anti-natural birth agenda. Some of my friends and relatives have, happily, had problem-free vaginal deliveries. Many others have been pressured into interventions they didn't want or did not consent to. Supporting a woman's choice of how she gives birth means having a system that empowers her to make the best choice for her and her baby. Our maternity system is broken, and funding and fixing it so that women feel listened to, cared for and supported should be the priority. At the same time, the spread of extreme and anti-scientific information about childbirth and modern medicine on social media, as well as offline in certain prenatal groups, is a threat to this goal. Talking to women who have had natural births, most of them find the fringe rhetoric just as off-putting as the women who have had epidurals or forceps or C-sections, or all of those things. Women who might want to try for a natural delivery don't need some of the scaremongering that comes with it, such as being told that asking for pain relief will lead to a cascade of interventions or that their own fear will clam them up, resulting in an assisted birth. Nor should they be receiving the message that needing medical interventions during childbirth, such as an epidural or an episiotomy or forceps, is a failure on their part. I truly believe that on this issue, most of us are united. That we support the women in our families, friendship groups and communities in however they decide to have their babies. Most of us recognize that birth is a lottery, an unpredictable coalescence of factors, from a baby's size and position in the womb to the shape of a woman's pelvis and her stature, to underlying health conditions, and which staff happen to be on duty that night. The very existence of obstetri